Okay, so now this is part 3. Keep in mind these topics are complex and they make it harder for me to upload videos, so I'm going to limit it to 3 minutes or so per video. I'm going to try to keep it under 3 minutes. Okay, so we went over point 5 and point 6 in the last video. Okay, and it said that the Spirit was not given because Jesus had not yet been glorified, and cheating me out of my right to lead keeps you from the Spirit. You know, they're fuming. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in the series, so that's part of the story. In many ways, it's just as important, if not more important, than explaining this. Okay, so we go to John 12:28. In John 12:28, it says, "Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have glorified it and will glorify it again." The crowd that was there and heard it said it had thundered. Others said an angel had spoken to them. Now, how does this prove my point definitively? So the crowd, right, which includes the disciples, did not agree on what happened. But the essence of God's kind of message is there. What I mean is that it didn't matter if it thundered or if an angel had spoken to him, because it was through nature, through a profound natural event, that God had communicated that he has glorified his name in the past through great warriors, and he's going to glorify it through Christ, especially when Christ comes back on a cloud. In Revelation 19, it says the heavenly warrior defeats the beast. We'll get to this in later parts. That part is key here. Keep in mind that also when John, Jesus says that Jesus is a character in the story, okay, said that he is the bread of life. In John 6, verses 47 through 48. In John 4, verse 34, he says his food is to do God's work. So he's speaking figuratively about more than just water. This is very much the language of the Bible and the language of the parables that are spoken. You see how Isaiah is speaking. You see how Hosea, all the prophets in the Bible and Christ, okay, John the Baptist, they're speaking in a sort of figurative language. And they're teaching the disciples. You know, Jesus is teaching them, and he's quoting scriptures of other prophets who are teaching them to speak and tell the story in a way that's figurative. So the prophets are explaining things, okay? And people argue that they wrote the books that are credited to them. And they're explaining things in a way that's figurative, so it establishes that that's the way the narrators are explaining it.